Okay, now I want us to focus on marketing strategy. How receptive have customers been towards your products?
From our marketing.
Yeah, like the product itself. Have people actually, how let's say, receptive being, is it been positive, negative? Like,
So we are currently in our fifth year of operating, officially fourth year since we registered. But since the business started, since I started from home, it's been this is our fifth year, and I don't think we would have come this far if people weren't
yes,
enjoying
so it's
something
positive reception.
from
Yeah.
what we were selling.
Yeah.
Although it has been a very tedious journey because you have to do a lot and make a lot of sacrifices in order to stabilize and survive your first 2 years, especially. So it hasn't been an easy one, but I think because we have been listening to our customers from what we initially started giving them to where we are now, we've been listening to what they want changes to be made, and that's how I think we were able to even come this far.
Okay. I want to ask, do you add like new products constantly, or you wait a long time before you add them? Or
We tactically introduce new products based off what people demand, but also based off the time of year and the season. For example, during the summertime is when is the busiest time for restaurants, and whenever summer is approaching, we try to launch a new product into the summer because we know that there's going to be a lot of um, a new crowd coming in because of the holidays. So we try to use those times to launch new products, or sometimes even to test, just to see what people will say.
um, let's talk about pricing. I want to understand, like, what was your rationale behind maybe your pricing strategy as a whole?
I priced based off what at the time that I started, what substitute goods were selling at the time. So an example would be we sell waffles and pancakes. A substitute good to waffles and pancakes would probably be donuts, um, anything that's prepared, pastry that's
Yeah.
prepared with flour, so cakes and things like that. So then of course you're in a place like Abuja where the cost of living is not as affordable as other states, so you would have to meet in the middle, whereas you're not offering a very low price and you're not offering something too high, because our target market are young people, families. You want them to be able to afford the product, to come at will, not to feel like, oh, you're selling something that is too premium. So when we started quite reasonably low, uh, because we needed to test the market and see how people were responding. And in the beginning, we even had people that were saying we were too cheap, which for me helped me adjust my
Yeah.
pricing. And of course, I knew the cost of the things that I was buying. And when you're making something as different as waffles, you need to consider that certain ingredients are either hard to come by or imported, so it costs a lot to produce. So we had to eventually just increase based off what it was costing us to buy these ingredients, and of course what people were also how people were receiving it. Yeah.
Okay. Did your location ever affect your pricing, or it just on the side?
Currently our pricing hasn't changed in the last 3 years,
Okay.
but our location has also caused us to make certain adjustments to the pricing. Uh, the main things that we sell have not changed. However, certain ingredients that we have added, and of course, us just being located in a place that costs a lot more to operate in, it's led us to make certain adjustments to our prices so that we're not losing. Um, what another strategies that I think businesses can make that would not affect their pricing too much is when you introduce new things to the menu that don't require you to buy too many new ingredients. It gives you an opportunity to make a bit more than before, because then the ingredients are already there. You're just changing the product and introducing something different, which I think just increases. Yes, the usage is a bit higher, but with control and with attention to your stock and your inventory, you're able to just manage the usage and still make a bit more than you did before, because now you have a new product that is very similar to what's there. You already have the ingredients. So that's another trick increasing your revenue. Yes.
Okay. Okay, when you're scouting for locations, what advice do you give young entrepreneurs that what they should consider? What factors should they consider when they want to find their location?
It's very important to locate yourself in a very visible area, an easily accessible area. Um, we learned from when we left home to find a location that it actually makes a very big difference when you're in a building and you're located either on the ground floor or the first or the second. It makes a very big difference. When your market caters to families, you don't want to have to strain their accessibility to you by climbing stairs or being located in a corner that they honestly just can't be bothered to go hunting for. So you want to make sure that you are in a very visible, very busy area that is easy to locate, that have landmarks, that where people can use to just easily find you, and yeah.
Okay, let's talk about suppliers. How what has been your experience dealing with them?
The challenges that we face in terms of supply is due to the sometimes our market can be very unstable in terms of what is available and what isn't. There are very common things that are locally produced and you can find easily because people have farms everywhere. For example, eggs. Eggs are everywhere, and it's whenever one supplier runs short, another supplier tends to have. But there's some other things as well. Maybe the kind of milk that you use, the kind of certain brands that you use when you're purchasing. That today they could just tell you that it's just not available. Supply is running a bit low or a bit short, and then you're challenged. And then of course those specific things that are not even available in the country, and the challenges in that regard is they can be anything can cause a hindrance, whether it's a weather condition or flight or anything. Fairly recently there was the xenophobia attacks in South Africa that affected the ShopRites of the country, and all the ShopRites had to be closed. For a business like mine, for example, that gets maybe one or two things from ShopRites, we couldn't access it for 3 whole days, and we had to find alternative means of sourcing those materials. So those kind of things where maybe a shop that tends to sell from other countries, something may just happen in their country, or they may just be a political matter that affects their operations, and then that sets you back. So it's very important to buy Naija to grow the Naira. You need to find local suppliers that sell what you make. Right now, most of what we sell, most of our raw materials are purchased from local suppliers, whether it's local farmers or people that just make and produce here. Now there's so many people, young people, that are starting their own farms, that are producing their own honey, producing their own coffee beans. So many people are doing their own things, and I think it's very important to support them, because by supporting them they also improve, and you find more affordable supply through that, and it also solves the problem of scarcity, because then you don't have to rely on anything that is imported. Exactly.
So basically, from your experience, you learned to get multiple suppliers, not just
multiple suppliers, for sure, and with the pricing, with the fluctuating pricing as well. It's important to do that, because you don't want to stick to somebody that is on the high side when you can easily get a substitute.
Okay. What kind of promotional tools have you seen? Well, do you currently use, and which one has been the most effective for you then?
Our most effective promotional tools have been word of mouth and social media. Like I said before, we're in a digital age, so us as business owners have to take full advantage of that by using social media as a tool to promote your business, and to also research, to draw up surveys and see what the market is saying. It gives you direct access to your market. It's a very important tool, and for us it keeps our customers returning, and it also serves as an announcement platform for when we're launching new products, for when the holidays come and we're offering discount special offers, when we're closing anything. So word of mouth, I say word of mouth because our country, Nigeria, is such a small place. Every state, people tend to know, especially if you're raised there, people tend to know people, everybody tends to know everybody, I say that you're one person away from knowing everybody. And if you're able to use word of mouth as a promotional tool properly, one person can bring 5 people, 5 people can bring 10. So you have to also vocalize your business, try and promote it to as many people and events and other businesses as possible, because that can be the reason why you have people coming and people knowing about the business as well.
Have you encountered any problems using them or using those two tools?
Problems, I would just say that through social media you're able to find out about problems. In my 4th year of operating, I'm not always at my business, unlike when I started and I was making and serving myself. Whereas now I still do that, but I'm a bit less present, because you want to also empower your staff and you want them to be able to run the place in your absence. So social media serves as a tool of helping you know when there's issues. For example, customers sometimes they tend to report online whenever there's a negative, they've had a negative experience in your establishment, when something has happened, and they want to either contact you directly or they just say it out to the public. So that is a wake-up call for you to adjust immediately, because you don't want anybody carrying bad press. You don't want anyone having to say anything negative about your business. So I would say that it's just it's a means of also having eyes in your business, because through social media you're able to see what people are saying, to see them commenting and use that as your feedback.
Okay. Thank you for thank you.